Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Everybody's working for the weekend. Taking care of business every day. Now it's wow, 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 wow. Welcome to the working week.
Working 9 to 5. What a way.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Working Lunch here on Worcester Channel 192.
Yes.
Had to look down just to make sure I had the right. I want to make sure I got the right channel here.
Television, don't get it wrong.
Yeah, and also heard on WCW 91.3 FM.
On your FM dial.
On your FM dial.
On the fourth Wednesday of the month.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So, how's everything going?
Fair. How was your
the special holiday edition?
We're coming up. We're coming up. It's
I feel like you should have like a hat on.
Yeah, we're wearing blue, and we should be wearing like festive colors.
Yeah.
Hats, things
Yeah.
of that nature. How was your Christmas? How was your Thanksgiving? How was your Christmas?
Everything great. No complaints here. Of course, we're filming this. You know, the magic of television and radio.
Details.
A couple days before, but yeah,
But we're looking into the new year.
I'm going to assume it went well.
So this is kind of a combined effort.
Yeah, it is.
Past, present, future. We're talking about everything.
It's like a Christmas tale.
See, I brought it all together. See how you brought it all
Nailed
together?
it.
Tied it
You
all
really
in.
nailed
Tied
that
it all
one.
in. So New Year's festivities
Yeah,
going
so
on. A lot of
yeah,
stuff going on.
a lot of stuff going on. Star Wars is out. New Star Wars.
See, I was never a big, I shouldn't say fan, but
Yeah.
I guess I never got into it.
Is it Star Wars or science fiction in general?
No, the Star Wars the thing.
So are you like a Star Trek fan?
Actually, I do like Star. I used to like. I love the television show.
Really?
Yes, I did. I used to watch that all the time. So it's not that it's that genre.
Yeah.
It's just basically that I guess as a child,
Okay.
I guess I wasn't taken to the Star Wars movies.
See,
I didn't see
I
him.
always like the Star Wars movies.
So-
I got to be honest. I don't think they've held up over the years as well as people think.
Now I'm totally confused. Talk about past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Once again, it's like prequel,
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know the order anymore.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's what a lot of people. I think you're not alone, but certainly because then you say like, oh, the first movie was this, and then you're like, wow, the first movie in chronological time or in movie sequence, movie release sequence, and you're like, yeah, and then so you do almost have to go by the episode sequence.
Well, it's amazing how much they capture in the market, though, because it's all about dollars and cents.
Yeah.
Think about the what do they call the Star Wars people who
Universe, Star Wars universe.
That's what, like Trekkies. They call Star Trek people
I
Trekkies
don't know what are they,
because they're feeding on a whole nother generation and the
Yeah.
older generation and bringing them back and just making more money on top of money.
I got to be honest, though. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I am sick of all, and I hate these very tenuous tie-ins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a car company, and the guy like is driving, and he's like pretending he's like chased by stormtroopers. And I'm thinking to myself, come on, there's no tie. You know what I mean? Just when you try to tie in a product that has no connection, you just boy, please, come on.
we
you
need
know?
we need the classics back. We need the classics.
Such as
Top Gun. There was never a
Top
Top
Gun.
Gun 2. Where is Maverick? Whatever happened?
Oh, I wanna
Maverick
know what
became
happened.
a trainer.
Yes, he
I
did.
want to know the fighter pilots that came from his era as an educator trainer.
Here's what I'd love to see about Top Gun. I would like to see them do a sequel, and just almost for giggles, almost for just sheer ludicrous of it, just have him be like he never flew, like he got drunk, he's become a drunkard, and not like a happy drunkard, and then he saves the universe.
He starts a war.
Just he literally is just living in a shack somewhere, and it's just like a miserable 2 hours of just a depressing him just sitting there at like at the kitchen counter for 2 hours.
I got a better one. How about a prequel? You know how they do prequels now? You start all over again? How about Rocky? Like Rocky as a teenager in high school. You know, or
Okay.
how he
how
became,
like we do these.
how he became a
we
co-
do
you know,
we do these discussions.
the enforcer, the money guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's hey.
Prequel.
Yeah, hey.
Hey. That's how it
So
all
you know
started.
how we do these discussions, and I come up with like, wow, for next show we should do this. You've got to remind me now. I am going to produce. I'm taking it on myself to produce a faux trailer,
Yep.
movie trailer
Yeah.
for a movie I want to do in the Rocky universe, and I think you'll, because what's the movies coming out now, right? Are the new movies coming out are about his rival's son.
Creed.
Yes, and now Creed 2's coming out. Did you know that?
Well, see, again, now they're just running out of things to do.
And I feel really bad because you know that there were a lot of musical fans of the group Creed who like heard there was a Creed movie coming out. They get excited, and then they're like,
nothing to do with it.
boxing? Oh, I thought it was the music group. You know, and I think they talk like that for some reason.
I think the Rocky series should have stopped. I'm a big fan. As a matter of fact, it's the basis, the foundation, the groundwork to the Cortez Corner.
It is. It is.
I mean,
Are you suggesting that we just go to Cortez Corner right now?
I paid homage to Rocky.
You did. You did. And I loved, like you said, the original had that flavor of he's on the streets. He's
It just it was a believable story. Blue collar workers.
Yo, Mick.
Hey, it worked. It's your Adrian.
You know what's on the streets?
Tell me.
Construction workers.
We are very busy with that.
Very busy with that. We do a lot of training.
Yes.
You know, I think so. We were going to have a guest on to talk about a new construction training program called Building Pathways.
Yeah.
But I've been involved. You know, so we'll almost have it like you can interview me. How about you interview me about the program? And we've got some cool videos to show about it. But the reason why I segue into that is like when you think of construction worker, you think of that kind of like that Philly, Southside Philly. Average Joe, kind of a tougher, guy or whatever.
Like the mill towns, the old mill towns.
Yeah, but you know what? That profession isn't all about just lugging, cement or whatever. There's great opportunities for females to get involved.
Well,
people of color maybe have felt shut out.
Before. Factory work is not the same factory work that people are looking for. So with that being said, we're talking about the building
pathways program. Yeah.
Building meaning a couple of meanings.
So,
it's very clever, the marketing of building pathways.
Oh, the name itself is clever. Yeah, and I should note that we didn't come up with it. We actually are a sister program, if you will, of Building Pathways out in Boston. The folks out in Boston got together and started this in partnership with the building trade folks out there.
Yeah.
So they created a great model, and then we had the opportunity. They wanted to expand it, obviously, and bring it to other communities. So Worcester was lucky enough to host it.
So what does it entail? What does Building Pathways entail, Jeff?
So it's an 8 to 10 week program, and depending on how the funding lines up, we try to make it a 10-week program. But it's a hands-on, full-time program. The people going in learn about the different. It's like an introduction to several different building trades, including like laborer, roofing, electrical, plumbing, and they do this with, again, our building trades partners. As a matter of fact, they go on site to their training centers, like in Hopkinton and Millbury, the Millbury Training Center, down near Crompton Park in Worcester, and they get a chance to really kind of hands-on do some project work and get involved with that, and so they get like a really good, and it's led by building trades like people that have really done the work.
So the folks who go through this training, actually get a hands-on, see it, feel it.
So so it's a combination of classroom and hands-on work, and they get a small stipend.
Kind of niche. So the different flavors of what's going on on a construction project.
Exactly.
In a building environment.
Exactly, and we've geared it
towards.
So
they're traveling to different training centers.
They do, and they also travel. They do some field trips, if you will, to building sites or whatever. So it's a really neat program. And so the neat thing is we've got funding for this that comes in. It was funded initially in partnership between the Worcester Jobs Fund, which the city of Worcester has put job training into jobs training.
Sure, of course.
That was matched with a state Department of Transportation grant to us from funding that was received federally from the Department of Transportation.
Okay.
So so we have a special focus with the construction trades around building trades as it relates to facilities and infrastructure for transportation.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'd be you're working on a train station, right? You're working
how often did these trainings start? Is it a 10-week session and then that's it? Are we have multiple 10-week sections?
Yeah.
Sessions.
So this will be our third or fourth session coming up in the spring.
And it's a cohort?
I'm pretty sure it's the third session, and so we try to do these basically once a year.
All right.
And then
How many participants?
So 12 up to 12 participants.
So it's a cohort of 12.
Of 12. They go through it together.
The 10-week training together.
Yep. And we try to, hopefully they're all, and the other, so the program itself is a tough program because we try to really kind of have them mimic that job environment. So, if you're showing up half hour late, yeah, exactly, up early, on the job, ready to go.
Usually on the job by like 7 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier.
If you're not there, they say if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. That's kind of the saying, right?
Yeah.
So, so that's the training environment. If they're showing up late, the staff are going to hold them accountable for
Absolutely.
that. And
That's
we
what
have
they should.
lost people because they couldn't commit to that.
It's a reality check.
Because we don't want them to be unsuccessful when they go off to the work environment.
course.
So, but after, so they do their classroom and hands-on training for several weeks, and then we try to match them up with an on-the-job opportunity, and then help them to apply if they want to. Hey, if they want to go into the building trades, organizations, organize, or they can just, they can go off and work in the industry by themselves, work for, maybe a non-union contractor. We support them making any career choice they want.
So
Some have gone on to
there is an
DPW
end
work.
to the means. So these folks who go through the training,
Yeah.
whatever particular niche that they pick through that, we've aligned ourselves with either unions or contractors to hire these folks.
Yes. They're actually partnered. So it's actually a pre-apprentice. It's an approved pre-apprentice training.
That clarifies it a little bit. Yep.
And so it's already been blessed, if you will,
Yep.
by the union trade partners that are they operate registered apprenticeship. And so I should mention for folks out there that apprenticeship isn't just for union organizations, right? You can have a non-union apprenticeship. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of apprentices in Massachusetts and nationally are non-union.
Well, there's a lot of positions out there.
Exactly.
Private entities.
Any entity can do it. Any single employer or employers getting together can do this. Like trade organizations. You might have a consortium of restaurants could get together and start their own apprenticeship.
So what is the registration process? How does somebody get involved with, being taken into consideration for this program?
So, they're going to want to reach out to our office and Kelsey Lamoureux at our office. So if they call the main number, 508-799-1590, they can ask for Kelsey, and it's the Building Pathways program. And I would urge people, because by the time this airs on the radio next week on the 27th,
correct,
and then in January on TV, they're going to be in kind of the mix.
So as soon as they see or hear this,
they better call the WIB and go ahead and
if somebody's sitting at home going, well, okay, so it sounds good, but am I eligible? Do I qualify? What are some of the criteria? What are some of those things that people should be aware of?
Yeah, I think
age, or anything like that.
Yeah, I think basically 18 plus.
18 plus.
Clean, the ability to get a driver's license. So if you come to us encumbered, like some people come and they say, I owe child support, I can't, so my license is in a, you kind of have to clean that up before you come up, because we need you to be able to at least, once you get a page,
18,
or the ability to get a valid driver's license. We certainly very much encourage people of color and females.
Sure.
The other big thing is we also encourage Worcester residents, but that's not a hard and fast rule, because this is state funded. So while we're focusing on Worcester, I don't want to oversell that stuff.
High school diploma, GED,
we certainly,
anything like. Can I be a high school dropout? Can I,
I believe you can. They do prioritize, I think, if you have a high school diploma.
Fair enough.
Or GED, / high set, whatever. They do call it different names. But
in fairness to anybody who's
they should just call Kelsey and check it out.
Come in, you'd meet with Kelsey.
We're really trying to get people into the trades that maybe have felt shut out, or just the construction industry in general. There's some great jobs, including jobs with the city of Worcester, like with the DPW department, or.
Well, bear in mind, I mean, obviously these are leading questions, folks, so we're just trying to let you know, like, take some things into consideration. But at the end of the day,
And get involved.
Just call.
So
just call, make the appointment with Kelsey. Kelsey will gladly interview you. She'll meet with you. She'll go over the program, the requirements, some of the eligibility, give you some guidelines. And then there's also other opportunities. So if it's not a match for this, I know you guys are working with a lot of different things.
Well, the other thing, too, is I think people need to understand there's such a variety of jobs after they come out of this program, right? They might go into the building trades, the unions, or apply with the roofers, apply with the cement masonry union. We also do a lot with the folks that, elevator folks.
What are they called?
You know, I can't see. You can see it's in my eyes. I don't remember, but there's several unions that are partners. But again, they don't have to go that route. They could go. They can go into facilities maintenance.
They get in training. Where they go is irrelevant.
As long as they're, we want them obviously to be aligned somewhat. But
I mean,
they can use that
they
training in a way.
They can go to private industry or they can go into the unions.
And again, I think a lot of people think construction union. You think, hey, that Rocky mentality, right? Which is, a white guy, right? So we really also want to do our best to encourage people of color, women, to think about this as a valid career opportunity that they should explore. Right. And again, just call Kelsey at the WIB, 508-799-1590. And I think, do we have the videos? We have some videos that they've produced in terms of. Who are you talking to? I'm talking to our production staff. Matt, are you?
I do believe we have the videos, as a matter of fact, because we were working on the...
My name is Fred Taylor, and I'm a union carpenter, and I'm here to talk to you today about why I think that men and women, and particularly people of color, should be interested in getting involved in the building trades, because it's a career path to the middle class. It will give you opportunity to earn good wages, good health benefits, and an opportunity to have a retirement so that you can retire with dignity. You'll be able to say, I built that, and that's something you can have pride in. There's so many opportunities to welcome people of color, low income, or women into the construction industry. There are all kinds of programs. There's a program in Worcester called Building Pathways. There's also Youth Build. I highly advise you to seize the moment to take advantage of this opportunity to get into a pre-apprenticeship program or an apprenticeship program if you have the opportunity to do so.
My name is Mariah Holly. At first I was a little, scared, especially being a woman. People always tell you the bad stories about some people who are just, they don't want women, working with women, but everybody accepted me day one. I enjoyed the work doing it before, but to actually be a part of the union was like a big step for me. I actually enjoyed the finished product. I can drive through Worcester and say houses that I was a part of. So, it's a good feeling. Especially tell your kids, you had a part in that, you had a part in that. It's a good feeling. Think about the future, because, it is my future. No one else's, so.
I built that.
I built this.
I built that.
I built this.
And I built that.
I built that.
And I built this.
I built that right behind me. I built this right here, and you can be building all those that's coming up right there.
So it's pretty cool stuff, and I want to give a big shout out to Matt Feinstein and the folks at Worcester Roots who produced a
lot of that.
That video stuff, and
Matt
did a great job of it.
Matt is very well immersed in all of this stuff, and I know that Kelsey, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it here today, is such a good staff member for you. She's on top of things. I know that she's constantly working in the office on a lot of things, and she's meeting with people. Yep. She's really actively marketing it.
She balances a lot of
absolutely
her things.
Her sense of direction sometimes is a little off, but other than that, she's...
And we're laughing because she apparently, we got word that she had gone to the wrong studio. Actually, here she is right now. She made it in.
Kelsey's here.
I don't think, are we going to have time to mic her up? Do we have time to mic her up?
Wow, this is good thing this isn't live television.
So, but how amazing is that, right? We're talking about how she went to the wrong place.
Right.
And now she couldn't be here. And here
Well, you know what?
she is.
It goes back to what I was just saying. She is
Come on
such a
over.
trooper, such a professional. She was like, I'm going to get there no matter how, no matter way.
Yeah, bounce
Yeah.
back.
How was
That's
lunch?
great.
How was lunch? Good?
It was
Did-
good.
Did
It
you
was
have that
good.
snack?
Yeah, nice little tour of the city.
Welcome, Kelsey,
Thank
to the
you.
Working Lunch.
Thank you so much.
How do you like our digs?
I love it. I've never been to this new studio
here you go.
before.
We heard.
Now I know.
So Kelsey Lamoureux is the director of the Worcester Jobs Fund.
Yes.
And so as part of that effort, you oversee the Building Pathways program. So I've already taken care of talking about building pathways.
Great.
And then we had a chance to see the videos that Matt and the Worcester Roots folks helped put together with the New England Carpenters and others. And some amazing, those videos came, I love those videos.
Yeah, they are really great.
Especially
Great
love the
footage.
one, we showed the one, the I Built It video.
Yeah,
And
I know.
those women are such great spokespeople for that industry. Because you can see how happy they are and
Who put those
excited.
videos together?
So the I Built That video is compiled with footage from the Sisters in the Brotherhood organization.
Okay.
It's a group of female carpenters, tradeswomen.
So sisters, and the Brotherhood of Carpenters is called the Brotherhood.
Exactly, yeah.
Right on top of those.
And then
on to
Matt Feinstein with Future Focus and Worcester Roots here in Worcester gave it a little bit of a local spin with some
Added
information
some Worcester, yeah.
about some pre-apprenticeships.
And he also had produced the other ones with Fred Taylor.
He did, yeah. Again, a carpenter with the local
And
107
we saw
here
the one
in the city.
of the footage of the girls,
Freddy's
young
a
women
good boy.
working, and great stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we can utilize their services because I know that Jeff has made some videos. Mm-hmm. Kind of like day and night, you know. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
You know-
so. They didn't have any like cheesy
Maybe
characters.
there's like an apprenticeship program for videography or something
yes.
that we can enroll Jeff
Kels,
in.
you know
do
what? And I'm
think?
glad you made it.
You know
See,
what?
and you came at a perfect time.
what did I say? Next month, you've got to remind me. I've got a little trailer for a video I am working
That's
on that I have to remind myself to do, but I don't want to give it away.
But I think you're doing that.
part of the
I think you're doing that for
Rocky.
those awards shows. You're already prepping for next year's award shows.
That's right.
The community channel
That's right. The
thing.
Community Channel Awards.
Yep.
So Kelsey, what else do you have going on at the Worcester Jobs Fund?
Yeah,
or
so-
let's just finish this wrapping up the building pathways. We've told folks to just contact the office, the main number,
Contact
and
you.
ask for Kelsey, and do it as soon as possible. This will be airing on WCUW 91.3 FM next week, and then in starting in early January on TV channel 192.
Yeah.
And so we want folks to just, if they think they might be interested, just to call you to find out and get more information. And if maybe it doesn't line up with this next session,
Yeah.
because you've already selected, is it 12?
It's going to be 10 folks for this
Okay.
cohort, and we're making selections in January, so there may
So
still
very
be
quick.
a few openings if folks can get in time.
And so the big thing is commitment.
Yep.
Also, they have to have the ability to have a driver's license, correct?
Yeah, a couple of eligibility requirements. They would want to have a driver's license, a high school diploma or equivalent.
They have minor things going on, Corey-wise. That might be if you have a
Yep.
slight, misstep in your past.
Yeah. The great thing
Some
about
people
the
I know.
construction is...
Few that you've taken. So,
Do you want an application? Is that what
if
it
you're
is?
talking to our customers,
Yeah.
and there's an abundance of customers that we have out here, Lauren. So to our listeners, tell them who
What's
should,
some of
who
the
should apply,
eligible-
what are
yeah.
some of the eligibilities, and what you're looking for, and what the steps would happen. They call you, then what would happen? Give them
Yeah. So eligibility would be the driver's license,
Yep.
the high school diploma or equivalent, as well as they do have to live in Central Mass for
Central
the
Mass.
construction program.
Okay,
And
Central Mass, yeah.
Central
'Cause we know
Mass.
it's a state, yeah.
Yep,
and
we
mostly
got,
state funded for this.
Funding from the Department of Transportation,
Okay.
so that's statewide.
Okay.
And a couple other things, they don't need to have any experience in construction. It's fine if they have a Corey record. We actually don't have any Corey eligibility screening for this program because
Fantastic.
the construction industry is very Corey friendly, so
Yep.
it's a great opportunity for folks.
But again, I think the main thing too is commitment to being there.
Yes,
it's a rigorous
attendance.
program. 8 weeks this cycle?
It is.
10?
It's 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
It's full time, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And they do get a small stipend, and they'll
They
also receive some support in terms of like tools and things
No,
like that. Right?
stipend. They get a stipend?
They do. It's a small stipend. It's $125 a week.
Okay.
And throughout the program, that means they can earn up to $1,000 in the
Sure.
stipend. And then they can also earn an additional $300 in tools and safety gear.
Wow.
So it's a nice way to get some free training and move into an industry that's maybe new or something they want to move up in.
And certainly very strongly encouraging females and people of color to check it out.
Very strong, yep. We're looking for females, individuals of color, veterans, lots of folks who are kind of underrepresented in the building trades right now.
Yeah.
So we want to help diversify the workforce and help some local contractors who are looking for folks in
And
those
again, depending on the
demographics.
trade, there's a lot of different opportunities out there, the different trades, the different types of construction, and this kind of gives them a good foundation to work from to understand some of the different elements. And maybe, or they go, like I said, some go on to maybe work at a DPW, some go on to maybe work facilities maintenance. Others more of a pure construction route, whether it's a union environment or non-union.
So you're screening for January. Oh, no, you're screening in January.
In January for February start.
So February to March.
And again,
Yeah.
we want to thank the Mass Department of Transportation for working with us on this.
Yep.
This will have a really clear focus around those transportation kind of construction related elements, whether it's bridge, road, or even like building a train station or facility that's integrated into that mix, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of road and bridge contractors with us that are looking for
Like
some of our
flagger training?
graduates.
Like flagger
we do
training?
flagger training as well.
Really?
So part of the program, they get OSHA 10 safety training,
yeah.
flagger training, and they get CPR and first aid for the construction
Give
site.
them their own flag, right? They get their upon completion, you get the flag.
They
you
do.
Get a
They get to
flag.
design it, and then we print it out for them, and they can
Really?
wave it. It replaces a resume in the construction industry.
So we have a few minutes left here. And since you came in at the tail end of this,
Right.
are there any other I think we've covered the building
Yeah.
pathways.
Yeah.
Great job.
But you work on a lot of different projects. I know that Jeff has
do.
you work in there, late
24/7.
hours,
A
early
a few different
mornings,
directions.
always,
A
you
few
know,
different directions.
things like that. So
Cracking
real
open.
quickly, is there some other programs, opportunities, trainings that you're working on that you want to talk about real quickly?
Yeah, we're also recruiting for 2 other programs. One of them, Lauren is helping me out with. It's a call center
And
training.
she'll be on in a few minutes with Murano Moments.
Okay.
Oh, moments.
Minute?
Minutes or moments?
I think we expanded her role.
Moments?
I think
Yeah.
we did. All right, back to Kelsey.
Okay. So Lauren's helping me out with the call center training because we've got a lot of local companies. They might be an insurance company, a bank, a cable provider. They have phone banks in the area that provide their clients with services, customer service if they have an issue with their cable box or something, for instance. And there's a lot of open positions. Usually the industry pays about $16 to $18 an hour, full-time,
Not a bad
benefits.
start, yeah.
9 to 5 office job. So we're looking for folks who maybe have some customer service skills and want to kind of continue
And when's that
to
training
grow.
start?
In March.
Oh, not till March.
In March. And
Okay.
so we're recruiting for that now, though. So if
Okay.
folks
And
are
frankly,
interested-
that's we've had this recruitment effort out there, and it's a bit of a struggle to find people, I guess, with the low
to
unemployment
get into
rate,
the training.
to get into this training.
we're looking for
we need
folks with
the-
some customer
folks.
service skills. Yeah.
And you're finding that it's difficult to fill the training.
We haven't found kind of the right candidates yet, and so there's still spots open.
Okay, good,
So we're
good.
looking
What's
for
the other
that.
training program that you have coming up?
The other one I have is a CDL-B training program that's
Okay.
going to be right here in Worcester on Quinsigamond Ave.
Okay.
And so we're looking for folks who have a valid driver's license.
And what is B? What is B for our non?
Like a UPS
Sure.
truck, right? Like a small
Yeah.
Kelsey,
box
Kelsey,
truck.
what is B?
It's a 26,000-pound vehicle or more that's a single unit.
Okay.
So like a 18-wheeler tractor-trailer truck, that's a Class A. That's not this one. This one is
Okay.
a Class B. It's a single piece. So think of a
So
bus,
the normal driver's
a
license
garbage
is a
truck.
class what?
D.
Oh, so it goes up in order. If you
It
will.
does.
All right.
It does.
So the
Ace
bigger the
Bus.
truck, the letter. I don't know
Yeah,
what
the
order that
earlier
is.
the letter. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. All right. See, yeah, we learn something every day.
And that's really great because we bring in the training provider right here in Worcester, so folks don't have to go to a training school like an hour away.
To give you kudos, I mean, you were the first to really kind of organize any local training in CDL at any level, like in Central Mass, right?
It was definitely
yeah.
a collaborative effort in the WIB office to get that
We want to
moving.
thank the folks at the Worcester
Look at her.
Regional Transit.
She's so modest. It was a collaborative office effort, teamwork. I love it.
It was. It
Well,
was.
good.
And we also want to thank the Worcester RTA for helping host that program.
They
there.
do. They
They've
allow
stepped
us
right up.
to rent out their space for a very nominal fee to make it accessible to the
good.
community. And then the last project I work on is I help with SNAP outreach. So if anyone needs assistance
Yes,
with
that's
food stamp applications, that's also in the mix. So I
Good.
can do that as well.
And again, a lot of these folks going into training could also benefit from that. So
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
can
a
So if
one-stop.
anybody from all these various programs, if they wanted to contact Kelsey, it's
Yeah.
what's the number?
508 373-7641.
There you go. 764.
That's your direct line. There
Direct
you go.
line.
There you
Yep.
go. Right.
So
right
we
to-
want to
right
thank
the source.
Kelsey Lamoureux, the director of the Worcester Jobs Fund, for coming in, talking to us about
And
building
finding us.
pathways.
And from
And finding
Right,
us
I
finally,
found
yeah.
you in the
We're in the
basement.
world out of boys. Here we are.
And so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more of the Working Lunch. Okay, and welcome back to the Working Lunch here, as seen on Worcester Government Television, Channel 192, on your charter cable system.
And also heard on WCUW 91.3 on your FM dial the 4th Wednesday of the month at 12 o'clock.
Well done.
High noon.
The inflection, the power, the passion of your voice.
You know, it's like Wolfman Jack on your FM dial.
Oh, Wolfman
Remember
Jack.
Wolfman
yeah.
Jack?
You ever hear George Norrie?
No.
He does Coast to Coast.
No,
They
I
talk
have
about from high in the Utah desert or whatever, and it's like on late at night, and he talks about like spooky stuff.
We said that for
And it
next
kind of freaks
hour.
out. Like you'll be driving like down like a lonely stretch of road, and you'll be listening to it, and then you'll be like, "Well, what if there's an alien in the back of my car?" Because he talks about like people that get abducted and ghost stuff.
I'm
and
sorry we don't have a lot of
sightings.
time because actually I was driving back from Maine during the snowstorm and I honestly thought I saw a UFO. But we'll save that for another show.
But you never found out what it was?
No, I kept driving real fast.
So you
in
did
the storm.
I mean, in fact, you did see a UFO. To you, it was unidentified to you. But
And my
may have
daughter
been.
was in the car with me, and she testifies that we did see something.
We're gonna reenact
out of
that.
this
We're gonna do a
universe.
reenacting for next.
We'll bring my
That's
daughter
your
in.
homework for next month. I've got my homework, my trailer, and then you do.
You do something. You
Well,
do
you've
something.
gotta do your,
I'll do
like,
something.
a
You do something,
reenactment.
and we'll meet in the middle.
Do you ever watch In Search of with Leonard Nimoy?
No, I have not. But speaking of,
This would be like In Search of.
I think it's time. I think it's time.
for Cortez Corner.
I think so.
Let's play that opening. Favorite opening ever. You gotta have the music.
Jonathan Cortez, #1, nice guy, super physically fit, runs, does like these mud runs, like knows how much he can bench, knows how many push-ups he can do.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Cortez. It's getting a little older now, and it's getting a little tougher. And I actually started to participate in these mud runs. I run about a 9-minute mile. I'm not particularly a fan of running, just to run around. I play sports. I've always been involved in sport. But one of the things I just started up was yoga. I'm a competitive person by nature. I always have to have that goal. I'm trying to do the work and take the steps and the training. I'm out there every day and I'm doing my work.
Judge Cortez told me he was a different man after this experience.
This was Cortez's first secret weapon, a bull mastiff. Cortez's other secret weapon was the horse.
Cortez's attorneys say the evidence overwhelmingly showed his innocence.
Cortez is really kind of an anomaly.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 185 pounds, 84 kilos, fighting out of Milford, Massachusetts, USA, Jonathan Cortez.
Oh.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Cortez.
I love that.
That thing brings tears to my eyes. Brings tears to my eyes. And you know what? What brings tears to my eyes? The fact that Mary has never seen that before. Now people are still wondering, who's Mary? Well, as a matter of fact, our next guest today is Mary Orlando, career counselor at Workforce Central.
Extraordinaire.
There you go. She's adding on. CPRW?
Yep.
See, add that on too. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
Certified professional resume writer.
That's correct.
CPRW.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. More letters next to
Well, a
my
lot of
name.
people in the general audience would think that maybe she's
The general audience.
pulmonary.
That's right. So, Mary, just real quick, like, how long have you been with us?
18 years.
18 years.
Yeah, 18
so
years.
You
with
started
the
at
career
what,
thing.
15?
Yeah, something like
Look
that.
at you.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Very
Young
good. Judge of character and age over
You know
there.
what?
Yes.
I do a side bit at the circus, the carnivals. I guess people's ages and weights and stuff like that.
Doing
I hit
well.
it. I nailed it. So 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And always in the capacity of a career counselor,
Yeah.
working with the customers.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, with the city of Worcester. Yeah, starting off with the city manager's office of employment and training,
okay.
and yeah, career counseling and.
And what does that mean? What does career counseling mean? Like,
It's career advising, career counseling, helping people make choices in their career decisions when they're either changing careers or looking to find out what skill they may be missing and if they need to fill in the gaps and do some type of skills enhancement. We're there to like advise them, guide them, do assessment, help them, maybe do an assessment online or do an assessment in a workshop and figure out exactly where those holes are and how we can.
So you're kind of coaching people,
career coach,
kind of
career
guiding
advisor,
them in the ways that would be most efficient and effective for them to find
to
work.
get them back to work as quickly as possible. That's the goal.
Wow. And what, what made you get into this career?
Helping people.
You have a heart.
No, yeah, I'm a people person. Before I worked for the city, I actually worked for the state, for the Department of Career Services, doing career services for them also.
Oh, wow. So this has been a lifelong thing.
A lifelong thing, helping people.
Well, you know what? And you also facilitate workshops.
Yeah.
So you're a group presenter. You work with people on a one-to-one.
Workshop facilitator, one-on-one, yeah.
And in the office, I mean, there's a diversity of folks that come in, people from all different backgrounds, levels of education, expectations, demographics, and what have you. What's the niche that you have in the office? Is there a particular thing that you work with, clientele and/or programs?
The program that I work with mostly is the WIOA, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act funding program. So
these are federally funded?
Federally funded programs that come, we get the money every July 1st, every fiscal year from the federal government. And that money is allocated for either dislocated workers, which are people who are collecting unemployment, or people who meet financial guidelines.
Okay.
So basically it's anybody who's walking through the door if they meet the eligibility on either one of those courses.
And what does that entail, for example? So I'm unemployed. I'm interested in training. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, we're doing the WIOA funds are designed for short-term skills enhancement trainings. So when we're talking about short-term, a year or less. So we don't do any trainings over a year in length.
So this isn't college stuff.
No.
This isn't like go back and get your degree.
No, this is license certifications, maybe a computer application, any type of like I said, short-term skills enhancement that there may be a gap in their skill set.
Sure.
And we're trying to fill that gap, add value to their skill set, get them the license that they might be missing, the certification that they may be missing, but it has to be completed in a year or less.
Okay. And is that fully funded? Is that partially funded? How does
we
that
have
work?
right now the cap has changed over the years, but for the last few years it's been pretty constant at $5,000.
Okay.
So we have a $5,000 cap. So anything over $5,000, it is their responsibility.
Yep.
But we will pay up to $5,000. We try to keep the trainings under $5,000 so the cost doesn't, they don't have to incur that cost.
Right.
But, and we have lots of trainings that they can look up that can be under the $5,000 cap.
So the people come into you with an idea of what training they want, or is it like you do your assessment and all the other things that you talked about and you guide them towards training? How does that work?
Basically what they do is when they call us looking for training, they have to show us that there's a need for training. So they really have to do their homework with the labor market. They have to show us that
What do you mean by labor market?
Labor market showing us that they're not marketable in the current labor market.
Okay.
So basically they're going to show us their job search and they're going to show us labor market saying that this skill is needed. So it may be job ads or maybe any other kind of documentation that's saying that this skill is needed for this particular job in order for them to get reemployed in it.
Okay.
So they have to really prove their case that there's a need for training. It has to be a need for training. If you have marketable skills and you come to us because you want to career change, those are the types of trainings that we wouldn't probably pay for.
Okay.
It has to be a need for training, showing that there's something missing.
So that this training would complement what they currently have and broaden their opportunity to find a successful job search.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Kind of widen their
So it's not like
ability
I
to
come in and I go, you know what, I want to be, and obviously I'm being, it's a hypothetical, I want to be a painter, so if I go get this program, I just want to be a painter.
Right.
You're going to measure, is there a need for painters?
Right.
And you know, what's the trend for painting jobs and things like that?
It's kind of like if somebody comes to us and let's just say that they're a nurse.
Yep.
And they're like, I'm just really, burnt out. I don't want to be a nurse any longer. I want to be a truck driver. Would we train them as that? No, because they're marketable as a nurse. There's a need for nurses. Right. They have the skill to be a nurse. Then there is no need for training.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know
So
what?
then-
That's good
yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would think about, career change. Let's see if I
Exactly.
can get a certification or a license.
Right.
And move on to
Right.
something else.
No.
Now, who are your customers? Can anybody just call you, or is there somebody?
Anybody can call. If they meet the eligibility guidelines and the suitability guidelines,
Right.
we'll go ahead and we'll talk to them about it. But they have to go through the process, and there is a process.
What is the process?
The process is first they have to become a member of the Career Center by attending the Career Center seminar, which
The
is like an
orientation.
orientation.
Yep, okay, yep.
So they attend the CCS or the Career Center seminar, and then after that they call a certain phone number and
Right.
leave a message, and they'll leave a brief message with their information on it, and then we'll call them back and we'll screen them, do a brief screening to see if they are meeting the eligibility guidelines,
So-
and then bring them in for.
So I'm going to pull a Jeff because I have
Okay.
some inside information. So I'm going to help speak on this.
Okay.
So the Career Center seminar, Jeff, it's an orientation where a customer first gets introduced to the Career Center.
Mm-hmm.
As a byproduct of that attendance, they actually meet with a career counselor, not Mary, but another group of staff
Right.
Yep.
who do the initial assessment and put together a career
So
action
they kind of
plan.
have a counselor assigned to them.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And we have them do a few things. Actually, we try to get them to upload their resume to the Career Hub. I don't know if you heard of that program. It's a software application that we have in the office. And as a byproduct of those sessions, those interviews, if somebody's interested in training at that particular point, we'll actually guide them. We'll start to refer them to Mary's team, if you will, and her office or and part of that to go through the eligibility. But if they leave, because they've done the orientation, they met with a career counselor, they've got a lot of information. They leave a couple weeks later, like, you know what, that training thing, they would simply call and follow up and then go through that process.
And there's some
Right.
steps there.
And yes,
obviously,
there's
that they-
steps. It's a process. There's steps that they have to do. First, they have to come in and go to a training information meeting where we'll give them all the information that they need.
Okay.
We'll give them a short math and reading test, but we'll give them the steps involved to put together the training plan. And then the hard work starts.
So there's a test.
Yes, there is a test.
What kind of test is
It's the TABE, which is the test of adult basic
Oh,
ed.
yeah,
It's
okay.
a short math and reading test. It's an assessment. It's not a
And
pass or fail.
It's not pass or fail, but
no,
it's
it's an
to
assessment.
make sure they could do the work.
Exactly. We want to make sure that we don't set them up for failure.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
we
Yeah,
wanna
and
make
that's
sure
why I
that they
asked
do
when you
it.
said
Right.
test. I mean, because I
Exactly.
understand it. It's not that complicated of a thing.
No.
But you hear the word test.
People have a little test
Yeah,
anxiety.
exactly.
Right,
And it's really
yeah.
not that kind of
On
test.
the other hand,
Not like
they
the
need
SATs.
to take it
and-
serious enough to know that if
It's
if
important.
they're not able to show that they're capable of doing the work, that could in fact prevent them from
Impact,
taking advantage of
yes.
this opportunity.
Exactly.
There'd be some other resources maybe they could look at, like going into a remedial or maybe taking a career readiness initiative stuff.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is they ought to take it serious enough that they might want to refresh their times tables in their head a few times.
If
They
you
might
go
wanna-
onto our website, workforcecentralma.org.
Nice. Good plug. by the
Yes,
way.
they can go on to the adult basic ed screen, and there is a short sampling of the test.
Yeah, and they could also probably Google.
TABE or
there's some
test of adult
practice
basic
kind of
ed.
things out there, and just to kind of refresh their, because especially math or whatever, you might not have done it in a while, and it's good to refresh. In other words, take it serious enough, but don't stress yourself too much. It's not like-
Exactly. We definitely emphasize do not stress yourself out about it, because it's not that. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal.
So a customer calls you out of the blue or calls a career center. First thing is career center
Seminar. Right.
First and foremost. Do
Yep,
not
you
pass
have to
go, do
become a
not-
member.
yep, Before we even
Absolutely.
get involved with these other conversations.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
And just to remind people, in order to become a member of the Career Center, they should be either going online. They could find you online at workforcecentralma.org, or they could call the Career Center.
Yep. And they
Um,
can register themselves on JobQuest.
That's right.
Yep.
So multiple ways to kind of get involved with the
Yep.
Career Center and become and the way you term it, become a member of the Career
Become
Center.
a member, and then you can take advantage of all the services, not just the training. There's a lot of other services. in
As
the
you may
Career
have
Center.
heard, I know you were in the green room for a little while, and so there was some information that we were sharing. As you know, this is actually going to be on the radio next week, and into January it'll be played multiple times on channel 192 on the government
your
access
charter
channel.
cable system.
So folks who are interested in this, do we have these? What do we call them? TIMS
Yep,
sessions
training
coming up.
information meetings, yes. Our next one is January 4th. And then it's usually every 2 weeks.
So,
on a Thursday.
the
So
bottom
that's-
line is,
but
if folks
subject
want to
to
get
change.
involved in
Subject
anything,
to
they
change.
should
Right.
find out about all these services by
All
coming
these
to the Career
Career
Center,
Center and becoming a
taking a
member.
Career Center seminar, and then they can
Absolutely.
meet with the counselor, get a basic career action plan put together. And a lot of this stuff might be things that they'll do on their own. There's a lot of stuff on the Career Hub online career system that they can utilize. So all these tools can.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of tools to take advantage of it.
And right now, do you find that there's a shortage of people coming in for these training sessions?
It's a little bit slower than normal in the past years.
Okay.
And that could be the
So
unemployment
again, more
rate.
there's opportunities out there
So
for
there's
folks.
ample opportunity for that. The leading question. So folks, don't be afraid to call. It's not like there are limitations and there are size, capacity limitations. But by the same token, call, get involved, and get engaged.
If you don't know the answer, then you need to call and find out.
So we've been speaking with Mary
Very
Orlando,
clever.
career counselor, Workforce Central, 14-year veteran of the of 18-year veteran.
Listening skills, 18 years.
Well, thank you, Mary, for being on the show
Mary,
and
thank
for
you.
talking to us about these programs.
And come visit us again, would you please?
Oh, will do.
Yeah, we can talk about a bunch of other things.
Great.
So we're now going to segue over to your colleague over there, our colleague, I should say, Lauren Morano, who joins us for a segment we call Morano Minute. So
that's
basically,
great.
so you
She's
guys are
been
going
doing it for a while.
to switch places here.
Oh, wait.
Thanks again, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year to you.
Same to you guys.
Lauren, how are you?
Welcome to the show.
How you guys doing?
Well, I'm confused. Can I just start with that?
I was just going to tell you, explain it to you.
Go ahead. Please do.
We used to have a segment called the Ross Roundup.
Yeah.
You got married, changed your
did.
name. We decided
Got
let's
married.
change the
That's
theme.
where it all started.
Morano, then wait to Morano Minute. But then we realized there's so much good information you're bringing to the table. We can't contain that to a minute.
know.
So now it's the Morano Moment or Morano Moments.
Sure.
I'm reading
Someone else came up with that, so that's
Morano's
great.
Moments.
Morano's
Morano's Moments.
Sounds
Wow. Look at you. You're just like expanding your role here.
I think we don't.
Slowly
do we have,
but surely. What's
do we
that?
have a graphic yet? We don't have a graphic yet for the show. We had one for the.
We had a time clock, like a minute, right?
There
like
was
a
one.
60-second.
But that's a minute, right? So we have to change it.
Yeah.
Maybe we
that's-
just scratch it out and we'll just handwrite.
We could do a new intro, maybe, right?
No, I think it'd be great. Yeah. You're not going to get divorced or remarried or anything like that, right? Because we can't do this every year. I mean, this.
Not today,
Okay, great,
so.
great. So this is great. This is like
Well,
just.
tell us what's going on.
We have a lot going on. A lot of good winter stuff, actually.
Winter stuff.
Yeah. So the first. Am I not?
Oh, is there a problem with the microphone apparently?
Technical difficulties?
Well, while we do that, so let's talk about our mugs. Can we get a close-up of our mugs here? You may have noticed we've brought in mugs. Now, yours says Workforce Central, proud staff person there.
That's where I work.
And mine...
Is you doing the Carlton. What does that have to do
I
with
was
anything?
dancing on the Worcester Common, and someone snapped a picture. It actually got in the TNG, and we put the care and career, and I thought, well, that's a nice way of saying.
You know what?
And so they made a mug for me. My staff made a mug for me, and
very
said,
nice.
we love watching you dance. And so they made a mug on.
Actually, we just saw you dancing at the staff holiday party. You were dancing. You were doing 8 chicken geese.
We did the 12 Days of Christmas. It was a one. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
our last guest, Mary Orlando, had led us in that. Had come up with that activity and led us in that activity. And so I was 6 geese a laying, I think.
Yes.
How many
So
was?
speaking of birds,
Beautiful segue.
we're I'm not going to do it. Maybe you guys might do it, but there's an owl prowl for families.
Whoa.
Yeah. So owl prowl.
Who?
Ha 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 ha. That's a funny joke.
We've been planning that one since
I
we saw
forgot the script.
We saw the rundown. And we've been going over
that
that one in the
for?
office
I know.
for weeks.
Who's that for?
So it's for families.
And
Yeah.
that's over at Broadbrook Meadow, right?
Yes. And that's on January 20th from 5 to 7. They're going to have
do you know
hot
the fee?
cocoa.
$7?
Yes, so $7. $4 for kids. So they're going to practice owl calls and search the trails for owls.
Wow. And they have the
Yeah.
owl boxes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like they
That's
have like the
awesome.
little
So
owl houses.
that's pretty neat. And owl games. I mean, come on. Owl games.
We like gonna go and hunt.
Is that
a
like
mouse?
reindeer
'Cause they
games?
eat mice,
What-
right? Like
what-
we're
yeah,
gonna
what
go
do we
hunt
do?
a mice. We're gonna dress up and
Like we sleep and then we wake up and then what the owls do?
yeah, they're nocturnal.
Yeah, they hunt mice and eat them, and
That's it.
yep, that's about it.
That's a game?
Hang out.
That's
so
a game.
I picture them being there at Broadmoor with all the families, and then the director comes out, and I'm like, okay, everyone, put your owl costume on, and now release the mice. And I'm like, get them, kids.
That's yeah. Okay, moving on.
Yes. What else is going on?
We have the Rhinos Winter Beach Party. Are you going to that?
Where is that?
The Flying Rhino?
Oh, Flying Rhino.
Yeah. So that's January 23rd at 6:30, and it's really all about the food. It's not really about the beach party per se.
I don't get it. Then.
I mean, they have the beach
Is it
party
beach food?
beach party theme, right?
Okay. So
But
like beachy type drinks.
yeah,
I'm guessing people would wear like the coconut things and the grass skirt
Yes.
kind of thing. Like, is that what a
Oh,
beach?
oh,
party?
Over there, snowsuit, because it's January 23rd.
Well, it's indoors.
probably gonna be inside.
Not at the Flying Rhino.
No?
No, what they're going to do is the parking lot.
Did they,
They have
fill
a
the parking
deck-
lot with sand?
This seems
Over-
like a
over the
horrible
snow.
idea in January.
Hey, you know what's going to happen? Yeah, the inside is very small. So
Okay.
It's a good restaurant.
Yeah,
But-
it is. It
It's
really
a great
is.
restaurant.
But it's a
but I'm not sure I would be wanting to go outside and hang in
yeah
the parking lot.
yeah.
I'm just
so
trying to be creative.
Yeah, it's
Right.
true. No, hey, I give them credit for doing something different.
it's a multi-course meal experience. So it's really for people.
Okay,
maybe
we'll
it
have
is
to call.
indoors.
Maybe it is indoors.
Maybe it is
Yeah.
indoors.
Because that's not just like cocktails and hanging out.
Yes, I think it's inside. So maybe they'll have some direct decorations and kind
Who?
of jazz it up.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Seriously,
going back.
Going back to Alice.
Going back.
Oh, you got me. So it's really for people who like food. So if
No,
you're,
that's
if
great. And
you're
Flying Rhino
foodie,
is
If you're
known
human
for.
and you like to eat, it's really good for you.
Yes.
Go for
Other
it.
than that,
this one is exciting.
Uh-oh.
So
She's, look at it. Look at the intro.
the
she is.
the-
she
You got a
is so
favorite.
excited
the
about this.
Flora in Winter exhibit at the Worcester Art Museum. Have you ever seen this, guys?
No.
Sorry,
It's,
have I? Should
it's
I?
pretty amazing.
What is it?
So it's 4 days, January 25th through January 28th.
So these are things that
All
kind
day.
of grow like especially in winter.
No.
Good guess, Jeff. Go on, Lauren.
So basically, floral designers recreate art pieces or works of art, and they make a huge arrangement.
Like it look like the Mona Lisa.
Kind of. I mean, it really doesn't, but it's their interpretation of what the art looks like.
Or statues.
It's
Different media.
Have you been?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Have
so
you
it's,
been?
It's art. Yes, it's art pieces, statues.
Well, it sounds
different
like
things like
an
that.
interesting event to go check out and
Yes.
just see what it's all about.
Absolutely. There is a
Little culture.
admission.
Little culture for you, Jeff.
Yeah,
What a horticulture.
it's pretty amazing.
Got it on multiple levels.
Some of those flower arrangements are beautiful.
Hmm.
Beautiful. And then the last thing I want to mention is the paint night at New Cafe. This has been going on for a while, so it's kind of coming to a close.
So what? Is it like a Bob Ross thing where they lead you through
Yep.
and you try to copy their like someone's leading you step by step and you're doing your own painting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They have snacks. They have drinks.
Jonathan invited me to do this once, and he just handed me a paintbrush. He said, "We got to paint this wall. We're painting my living room."
Came
the
over-
same.
That's not as
Not
fun.
the same.
No.
Well, you know what? Everything matched. It was very nice. You know, the kid got skills. He could roll with the best of
Happy
them.
little trees.
He could roll with the best
Got
of
to
them.
paint the happy little.
can
Roll with the best friend. I can
roll with the-
roll with the best.
Yeah,
friend.
and it's not, it's not intimidating. It's very easy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there might be a glass
But
of wine or
isn't
beer.
that a
in
popular
there.
thing now? Paint night. Paint night. A lot of people do paint nights. So
Yep,
that's
it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's every Friday and every other Monday at New Cafe.
Is it
from 7 to
is it a
9.
number thing? Code
No. So there's a picture right there. So you
Okay.
basically just the artist kind of leads you through it step by step, and you make your painting, and it's pretty fun.
Well, Lauren,
Fantastic.
as usual, you've brought a wide variety. It's not just workforce stuff. You find
plethora
stuff that
of
are
activities.
really interesting and really bring a different dynamic. And of course, I should mention the Worcester Oval is now open, so folks can
For
go there
skating.
and do
Yep.
skating and all that. And we love the fact that Worcester is really becoming a vibrant downtown. Full of nightlife, and the Railers have brought professional hockey back, so there's those events
And a venue.
Yep.
And their own venue.
You know, a lot of the companies now, they have their social parties and stuff. We have ours coming up. By the time this airs, it would have passed. The Jingle
Looking-
Mingle.
Looking
Yep.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Friday
Fantastic.
night.
You don't even have that on your Morano's Moments?
You know,
The Jingle Mingle.
didn't really
Come
know if I
meet.
should
Come
Yeah.
meet. Hey, we can
broadcast
sign
that to the
autographs.
world.
Come meet the Career Center staff and get autographs.
There
Free
you go.
autographs.
Yeah, we didn't want a crowd.
Jeff
We didn't want,
Turgeon. Jeff Turgeon.
A crush.
Come
Well,
sit with Jeff Turgeon like the elf, like
Ron
Santa, the
Morano
elf.
of the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board. Thanks for coming and
always
sharing
welcome.
some
So
special
welcome.
moments with us, or things to do to share special moments. And
Thank you.
another great
And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New
You
Year.
too as
Be
well.
safe.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Miss Morano.
Thanks.
Mrs. Morano.
So we only have a couple minutes left, but let's just run through real quick. We did get a great mailbag, and we're not going to do that, but we'll just kind of just roll with the question and answer. So I thought it was a good one. So
Well, you know,
can you summarize it, kind of?
No, I'll do it. But so basically, what's going to happen, Jeff, is on the mailbag we're going to do video presentations, interviews with the staff, and that's how we're going to do it moving forward.
Great.
But in
Love
this,
it.
we had some
Love the
technical
concept.
difficulties. Shame on me. But basically, there was a question from Myrna from Hopkinton, and she asked, should I use the holidays to stand out by getting creative with my cover letters? Maybe could I write something like, all I want for Christmas is a wonderful new job at your company? Or, hiring manager, don't be a Grinch, I'm a top performer.
I love that one.
Or, here's another one that she had. What's worse than a lump of coal for Christmas? Not getting an interview with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that holiday.
So I got to give her credit for like creativity. You
Yeah.
know, like don't be another resume on the pile. So I went to one of our CPRWs, which stands for
Certified Professional Resume Writer.
Peter Gunn, key member of our staff, one of our recruiters at the Career Center.
He's got such great. I hear him do workshops. He's such great delivery too.
He's got great fluctuation in his voice.
Let me tell you.
Yes,
He's like a radio announcer.
He's very animated, and so I went to Peter and I said, Peter, here's the question: in your professional capacity, in what you've been doing for well over 10 years, and if not more, how
We
would
could
you
have
rank
asked
it?
Mary when she was here too.
I could have, but she left. So he says his reply was, "Hello, Myrna. Good questions. Christmas and the holidays in general are indeed a great opportunity to stand out and showcase your experience and qualifications for job openings. But the cover letter is not the right place to inject humor even during the holidays. First, you do not know who will be reading it or how the humor will be taken, and there's a chance that technique could backfire, so I suggest otherwise.
Yeah.
The cover letter should emphasize your knowledge of the company, qualifications for the position, desire to work for the particular organization, and show that you've done your research regarding the company, their products or services, and how to contribute to the immediate and possibly long-term goals."
Hard to argue with that.
He says, I suggest you attend, and this I know you love, I suggest you attend holiday gatherings or set up small one-on-ones on your own, 10 to 20 people, to keep it small and manageable, as November and December are great opportunities to network, one of your favorite things. Many job seekers believe that this time of year is best to reduce or even postpone networking efforts, but attending holiday gatherings with personal business cards and planned elevator speech that advocates your skills and qualifications is the most effective.
Yeah.
I hope this helps, and happy holidays to you, Peter G. Gunn, CPRW, recruiter and career coach. I couldn't have answered that any better than Peter did. And Myrna, it speaks to A, for effort in terms of thinking outside the box, but sometimes the proper do's and don'ts play a big factor in how it is received. So don't gamble on your job search. Make sure you follow, some of the intricacies that you should adhere to. And if you have any questions, meet with a career counselor at our office. Come to our office. We'll be more than happy to suggest some other helpful ways to go about job search.
Well, as always, just fabulous advice from the staff at the Career Center, and folks can take advantage
Yes,
of
sir.
that by heading over to Workforce Central here in Worcester or
Yeah.
down in Southbridge. We should mention that they have a great team down there as well.
Fantastic crew.
Well, folks,
that's it.
You've done it.
Another year.
You've done another.
We've done another.
We've done another. I was gonna like
It's
the
in the books.
audience.
I can't believe it.
Another session of the
2017 has
Working
come and
Lunch.
gone, and we're both alive and well, working together.
Like the cold.
We sit so close together.
We should
it's like,
do a
it's like
retro-
we're
we should
one.
have
It's like
done
2 for 1.
Why do we think of it now? We should have done a best of 2017 and just like our favorite moments from 2017. We could have shown some clips from this. Maybe January.
Maybe we could do that.
Let's do it
You
in
know what?
January.
I think that's a good
The
idea.
New Year's version. We'll pull like 3 or 4 segments from that we love. Not the full segment, just like show.
You know
like a
what?
little clip.
You know what would be even better? What if we have the executive producer, director?
We're gonna work
let
on
them
that.
let them do it.
It is
And
time
let
to.
them show
I can
us
hear the music is
the
starting
good and
to
the
play.
bad. The good and the bad.
So everyone have a safe and wonderful holiday season, especially New Year's. Make sure that you stay safe. And thanks
So
for joining us
from
on
our
the Working
family to
Lunch.
yours. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.